Alright, so I started this channel to teach people about game development in HTML5 Canvas. But I figured before I got into any of that, I'd want to teach a little bit of web development as well. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be learning HTML. Later I'll teach CSS and JavaScript, and I'll also explain what those are too. But HTML is a basic markup language for a website. So I'll start by creating a folder. I'm going to name that folder website. You can name it whatever you like. Then I'm going to create a text document. And I'm going to name this index.html. Now there's a bit of reason behind this. Index is generally what web servers see as the home page, and then the .html is required for you to actually make a web page. So you can change the index to whatever you want until you host it, but for now it's going to be index.html for me. So I'm going to open this in a text editor. You can use anything you like, Notepad++, Notepad, etc. I'm going to use Sublime Text. The link for that will be in the description if you want to download it. It's a pretty good text editor. So to start, we need to declare something to the web page. We need to tell it what version of HTML we're using. The current version of HTML is HTML5. So to do this, we do a less than sign, exclamation mark, and then you type doctype in all caps, and then HTML. This is just a standard syntax for letting a web page know what version of HTML it is, and since it's HTML5 is what everyone's using, this will do it for you. Pretty much everything in HTML you're going to notice is going to have a less than and greater than. So I'll get on and just show you what it means and just show you an example. So start off by doing HTML tags. This is going to encompass all the rest of our information. A couple things that you're going to find inside the HTML tags are head and body tags. So the head is going to keep like some information on JavaScript, CSS, the title of your page, etc. The body is going to keep all the information that's displayed in the main body of the page. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Let me pull up Google Chrome. So on this web page, you're going to have this tab right here. So the head, you could change the title. Instead of saying Google, you could say like my web page. This body right here where it displays the search engine and stuff like that, you could have whatever you want there. That's what the body of a web page is. Some basic syntax for the body are P for paragraph. So inside this you can type whatever you want. So let's actually just go ahead and save this. Save it as index.html. And then let's go ahead and load that. So I'll open that with Chrome. And now we can see that our web page displays hello. Now let's say instead of saying index.html up there, we want to say something in our title. So you create a title tag inside the head. And let's just call it my web page. Save that. And you see the tab up there has changed to my web page. So this is kind of how, well, this is exactly how HTML works. It's just going to be a lot of these less than, greater thans, some syntax that you need to know, and then just structuring it. CSS is going to do the styling for it. So this is going to look really bland when it's in HTML, but as soon as you start adding some CSS to it, it'll flare up and you can actually design nice web pages that way. Anyways, I'll go through a lot of the basic syntax with this. It's just kind of, you gotta brute force it and just know the basic syntax. Luckily there's not too much though. So if you want to have like a title like thing, you can do H1 and close that off. So that's going to be large. So if I save that, you're going to have large text. Similarly, you can go all the way down to H6, which will be the smallest, and anywhere in between there will be less than or greater than one of these. Plus small, and boom, you have small text. So if you want to have a break in your page, there's a nice little tag for this, BR, which is a little different than the other tags you've seen. It just auto closes itself. You don't have to do BR and then /BR again. You just do BR space / and then close it off with a greater than. There's also another one, which is HR. So HR is similar to BR, but it's going to have a line. So I'm going to help you visualize this a little bit. So normally if I put two paragraphs below each other, it's going to look like what you're about to see on the web page, but then if you do BR, you're going to see a little bit of space between it, and then if you do HR, you're going to see a line in between it, a horizontal line. So let me reload this. So we have our two hellos, which are right next to each other. That'll be these two hellos. Then we have BR, which is breaking in the page, which then with that gap you'll have a hello that's broken down a line. And then HR, similar to BR, is also breaking, but it's leaving a horizontal ruled line. So that's BR and HR. Let's go on to italic. So if you want to italicize something, you can just do simple as this. Just do I, close it off, and then say something in here like, let's just do more hellos, I guess. So as you can see, this one's italicized. In the same way, you can do bold by using B. Now that text is bolded. You can also, around these, put, let's say, H3 tags. Like I said, you can go between 1 and 6, 1 being largest, 6 being the smallest, which increase the size a little bit. Let's do H2, make that a little larger. And there you go. So, inside the body, you can write basic text without putting any tags around it. And it'll still load that text. But generally, when you're creating a web page, you want to create a structure. That's what HTML is for, is just structuring everything. And then with CSS, once you have the structure laid out, you can call one of these and change the properties of it, which I'll explain later. So some important tags would be things like a link tag, which you do by making an A. But you can't just put a link in here, it's not going to work. This is going to be what displays on your page. So right here you're going to type href equals, and then inside these quotation marks you're wanting to find your link. So I'm going to link to Google by doing https://www.google.com. That's the link to Google right there. I'll take you to Google's homepage. Then if you wanted to display something, you have to type that in here. So I'll just have it display Google as the name. If I save that, refresh it, click the link, it'll take me straight to Google's homepage. Another tag you might want to know is tag for images. So what you're going to do is you're going to do img, and then after that you're going to do src for source, and then you're going to find your source. I'm not going to do that quite yet. After that you're going to want to define a width, so I'll do a width of let's see here, 300, and a height of 100 is probably fine. So now I'm going to find something I want to use as an image. In fact, I'll just use the Google image. So you're going to right click that image, open it in a new tab, get that link, and paste that in the source. So if I save that, I open it in my home page, web page, you see the image Google. So if you want that image to be a link, you simply just take the Google link you made, ignore the text inside of it, and surround it by an A tag. So here's my A tag. Paste that at the beginning and the end. Let me make this look a little nicer. So there we go. You see I have the A tag there. I'm going to delete that extra text. So I have the A tag there, open and closing, and then inside that I have the image source. Save that, refresh it. Now you can click this image and it'll take you to Google's homepage. So that's the gist of HTML. I'll run through it again real quick and explain the basics. You want to always declare a doc type. That will let it know that you're using HTML5. You always want to have HTML tags open and closing that contains everything. The two main pieces are going to be head and body. The head is the tab up here and also can link you to other sources like CSS, JavaScript. You can also do them in there. And then the body is going to contain basically all your text, all your like sizing and styling and stuff like that. CSS will let you go into more detail. You can make the website look much better. I'll throw in one more thing real quick. In HTML you can also change the background color. So if I do BG color and then I do equals and then let's make it a gray, so A3, save that, put a hashtag because it's a hexadecimal, refresh it, now you got my page also turned gray. I'll link to Color Picker, which you can use that to find any hexadecimal value you like. Sublime will also be in the description. But that's the basics. I'll go into a little more detail in HTML in the next video, and then after that we'll get into some CSS. Thanks for watching.